Hey, I'm RJC. Welcome to the Compendium. Today we have kind of a special thing that I want to do. We're calling it RJCreations, RJCreations, whatever you'd like to call it is okay. RJCreations. Anyway, the point is, this has been something that I felt passionately about for a long time. This is a new idea for me. I've been wanting this, since I don't even know. And I know there would be a lot of pushback for this in some circles of Persona fans. Because, there's people think like, oh, there's games that have been released so often that, what's the point anymore? I disagree. I have let's see. There are a few games, we'll get more into it when we go into what's over here. But there are a lot of games that I have multiple versions of, and I love all of them dearly, equally. Especially kind of the re-release with extra content, which is what we're about to get to. But really, there's no perfect way to play Persona 3. There are several great ways, fantastic ways even. It's one of my favorite games ever. You can pretty much put all three of them on my list of favorite games, and you wouldn't be wrong. But I think we could do better, and that is my RJC creation of this episode. Is I propose a version of the Persona 3 game that would come out on the PlayStation Vita. Kind of not unlike Persona 4 Golden. I think it would be a great addition to this amazing consoles library. We here at the Compendium are Vita crazy, as some of you may remember. And this version of Persona 3 is gonna have it all. It's gonna have all the best qualities of Persona FES. It's gonna have the best qualities of Persona 3 Portable. You get direct command over your squad, and you get to actually walk around the school and everything. Sometimes it's not so great being a blue sphere, things like that, fully animated cutscenes like from FES, and let's see. There would be a lot of extra stuff too, because you got to add some stuff. It would have both the male and female stories. Includes extra social link of Metis. You get create an NPC where you just get to design an NPC who, maybe you'll see them hanging around Club Escapade or the movie theater at the train station. You never know where they could be. You get to create them. Gecko told me about this in some of his Pokemon games. I thought it was a fantastic idea. So when you complete the game, if you have a completed file on Persona 4 Golden and you have a completed file on Persona 3 Vita, you unlock a mode where you get to transfer your compendium from game to game. So you can, move any exclusive... There would be exclusive personas, of course, from one game to another. A big thing would be you get to unlock Inaba, which, would be great because it would take place during the events of Persona 3, meaning, you get to interact with younger versions of the characters and even some new characters such as Dojima's wife, who didn't. Well, this isn't a spoiler, but because you find out right away. But she isn't alive in Persona 4. Dojima tells you that, like, you find that out like almost right away, and that would be great. It would include a cool, like the normal edition would have your standard case, but it would also have an insert, a little bit of an incentive, a little bit extra incentive is an insert with a downloadable code to have some extra costumes, including like for when you're roaming the dungeon, including things like the Persona 4 Ultimate Arena outfits for the Persona 3 characters, and we've seen the Inaba kids in Gekkoukan gear, but we've never seen the Gekkoukan kids in the Yasogame gear, so we would get that as well. Now it seems like a whole lot of stuff, but I'm just talking about the standard edition of the game, regular retail. What if you bump yourself up to $90, you get what I like to call the Persona 3 Velvet Edition. When it would have a box, kind of a big packaging, kind of similar to the Psycho Pass game that you see in the video here that we unboxed recently. It would have a slip cover that you remove it, and it would take off all the the logos and the extra stuff like to sell the game and junk like that. You would take that off to reveal the Velvet Room elevator is the packaging, and it would have the velvet key to open up the elevator, because you can only get into the elevator through the velvet door with the velvet key. And kind of like the Indian in the Cupboard VHS where you had the key to open up the box. I lost the key to that a long time ago though. It would also have, the other thing you need to get into the Velvet Room is to sign the contract, which would come in an envelope also inside the slipcover, which would have written on it, of course, that I promise to take full responsibility for my actions, and a little extra promise that you have to sign, which is I promise to have as much fun with this game as possible, which we know would be quite a lot. And then you open it up and you go into the elevator doors, which open up, and you got kind of probably like a book, a little pop-up of Igor comes up, and it says, "Welcome to the Velvet Room." Maybe if they, if they really spring for it, it can have a little speaker box with the line that actually gets said, "Welcome to the Velvet Room," in Igor's voice. You could have, it would come with a CD, like of the soundtrack and an art book. And speaking of, re-releases, I've already got who knows how many art books and soundtrack albums. But I always want more of those. It would come with that, and of course the game and packaging. They're probably right behind Igor because that's the main attraction. But on the other side of the elevator, you get a model size, like a scale model of a Persona 3 Evoker. That's right. They have not ever released any kind, as far as I know. If anybody knows about this, please contact me immediately, but as far as I know, they've never released an official evoker. I say it comes in the Velvet room for Persona 3. Now that all sounds great, and I think, I would definitely buy it day one. I think a lot of people would buy it day one. I know that there are a lot of naysayers who say, like, Persona 3 has been released too many times already, but I say they're wrong. I say there's a lot of interest in having a full, complete, perfect. Because think about it, is Persona 4 is great on PS2, and then on the Vita they released Persona 4 Golden, which is without a doubt the the way to play the game. But which reminds me, by the way, Persona 3 Vita, it would be PlayStation TV compatible, so you can still pump it up on your big screen and have that going for you. But I'm getting really thirsty. But I sort of lost my train of thought. Yeah, the Vita, I think, is a fantastic console. It's a complete shame. When I went into a GameStop the other day, I said to them, "Hey, do you guys have Vita games?" And they said, "We do. We just don't have." I said, "Where?" And they said, "We don't have them out. We have them in the back." And they handed me this list of all the Vita games that they had. And there's a lot of great stuff on here. I see Danganronpa, Persona 3, Persona 4 Golden, of course. A lot of stuff. But I feel like I look at this list, everything I am interested in, I already have. Including a lot of things I'm not interested in, quite frankly. But it's a shame. I think you get a big, okay. Persona 4 Golden moved a lot of Vitas back when it came out initially for the PlayStation Vita. I say, put another bet on that horse and release Persona 3, and I think we get more consoles moving, we get more games moving. I think, because when Gecko went to Japan, he told me he saw people playing Vita everywhere. There's interest in the Vita, it's just not happening here in America for whatever reason. And I think, they can turn it around. Sony turned it around with the PlayStation 3. It really wasn't worth it at all in the beginning of the console's life, but then that became the thing to have. I think the Vita could be the thing to have too, if a little bit of people giving it a shot. Persona 3 and just a little bit of faith. Anyway, all that said, I don't want this idea to just be an idea. I want it to be reality. So if you follow my change.org link right here, Gecko's going to put that in the annotations. You can show ATLUS, you can show Sony that the Vita isn't dead, interest in Persona 3 isn't dead. And, I really thought this would have come out prior to Persona 5, to just have a little bit of extra interest for that as well. But I think, the longer it takes to do this, the less likely it's going to happen. So I call upon you, I call upon everyone to, speak up, let them know, Persona 3 is still important to me. You follow the change.org link and, you're breathing new life into something that everyone else has counted out. And I haven't counted it out, and I don't think you really have either. So anyway, that's really all I have to say about this one. We've been kind of doing a little bit of an extra thing recently where we had nothing. I'm RJC. This has been RJ Creation, and thank you for watching. Please go to our change.org petition link and sign. Please. Thank you.